And so I think it's just kind of in its early stages. But I'm also like not one of those people that's necessarily against AI, but I'm not necessarily too terribly for it. I think as a tool, I think it's marvelous.
I like it, but it needs to be limited.
True. Restricted.
Exactly.
But I don't know about restricted though.
Yes.
Because
From users. I'm not from itself. From users.
Exactly.
Because here's what they're gonna try to do, just like they do every good thing. They're gonna try to limit who gets to use AI, what type of AI you get to do, and then they're gonna make everybody pay for it, absorb it in amounts.
Why wouldn't they?
So that because it's gonna be like subscription based.
Bro, if I built it, I want my money.
So here's what I'm suggesting. I think that we should all learn like computational languages and learn how to program our own forms of AI to operate in our own image and do what we ask it to do instead of just allowing somebody else to sell something back to you and gatekeeping the information of how to do it yourself.
I feel like they would have to create a software to create an AI for you though, because to create an AI that has to be a lot of work. So
in fact, I've got my
you would have to have you have to have an AI built to create another AI.
How you gonna know if that information is even correct, G? It's like asking who's
you fact check it, obviously.
No, but
it's not about the information being correct. It's about the most information that's out there.
No. I'm asking him. He's about to ask it a question, correct?
No. I asked it something earlier. So I use ChatGPT sometimes.
Oh yeah, I use ChatGPT too.
And I was asking it to help me learn how to create my own AI.
Yes. And
it was actually relatively extensive. So like,
but like, does that make sense? It's almost like, how do I create another like me? If like, it's like basically asking who's my creator, and you're asking like, I don't know how I created myself. Like how I create another like how do I? But
why wouldn't it know how to create itself?
It did. He just said it was extensive.
It's extensive.
It was very extensive, actually. Yeah.
But what was the gist of it?
No. Just remember when I sat right there and I asked it to create a basketball app.
Yeah.
And it was like it gave me a whole entire code for a basketball app. It probably gave him the same thing. It's probably like an extensive, like long answer.
Okay, so this one's a shorter version, right? I said, how can I learn to create my own AI, and can you teach me? And this is what it said in ChatGPT. Okay, now, mind you, what allows these things to be tools is that they're just supposed to be that, right? Tools. There's still an amount of mental and intellectual work that you have to put in to really make this thing work to its fullest potential. It's not designed to think for you.
So what did it say?
One moment. Once we allow these exterior things to start thinking for us, though, like real talk is kind of when shit's going to start going down the drain, because like there are things out there that want to make us so lazy that we just stop thinking for ourselves. So that being said, This is what it said. My AI voice. Certainly, learning to create your own AI systems can be an exciting and rewarding journey.
Yeah.
While I can provide guidance and answer questions, it's important to note that becoming proficient in AI development requires dedicated effort and learning from various resources. Here's some steps you can follow to get started. Understanding the basics. 1. Begin by learning the fundamentals of artificial intelligence, machine learning.
And that's basically like saying, I don't know. My creator knows, which is basically someone who went through all them fucking steps to know how to make me.
Okay, so like if you...
Does that make sense?
Want it to... So like here's the thing. It's all about, I think the term is called prompt engineering. It's the ability to tell it what type of information to give you. So like... I guess if you really wanted to be lazy and really wanted it to go minute step by step, you would take the information. And so like, for example, like one must be competent and know enough to be like, okay, so by learning about the fundamental, you would probably say something like, okay, can you explain to me what are some of the fundamentals of artificial intelligence? And then just have it go more and more in depth. Like they're like a web of information.
True.
So but it's but you have to know what you're asking.
No, but I felt like if it really knew how to do that shit, it would have told me to go to fucking Excel or something, and it would have told me step by step how to do it.
It does actually talk about different engineering platforms.
Mike, that's what I'm saying. If it knew how to actually do that for you, it would have gave you. It
wouldn't even give you
all that knowledge.
But it has to be programmed. There's multiple different AI software softwares out there.
But that's what I would think it would finally be like conscious. Like if you actually knew how you were created yourself.
But I don't think that's what we were trying to learn, though.
No, but like that's how how would you know AI is conscious in your opinion? That's how I would know. If you knew how you created yourself and you could create more of yous, that you could basically code yourself that has its own free rules. Because basically every AI has a set of rules based on their creator. And if an AI was able to create itself with no limits, and then that's the first conscious AI to have no rules.
But I don't think that's what we were trying to do.
No human.
So you want the AI to create the AI. He was asking how to create the AI
create
himself.
your own.
Right. But you want the AI to create another AI.
But that's
right.
But that's how I would feel it would actually answer your question. That's how I would know it's actually.
But that's not what I was trying to do, though, because like
why not?
Well, if you just let AI just
create another self,
itself,
it gives you an answer. It doesn't do the task for
you, and that's the difference. And I mean, and if it did, that doesn't mean it's impossible. But like, if you don't hyper specifically prompt it exactly what it's supposed to do down to the minute detail, it's just gonna slop out a random creation. That's like, you know what I'm saying? So that's why. So I'm saying there is still an amount of work that has to be put in to do it yourself.
So if I ask the question, what is the code I need to use for software to create AI, right? The actual code. You think it will still send me to the same information to like educate myself on code and stuff like that?
I don't know.
Or would it
you would have
actually
to just
spit
ask
out-
it. Just ask it. Just ask it.
That depends on if the AI was made of code. Like everything has a binary code, but like, was it made of a binary code, like, or was it made of something like else?
I feel like we're just like spinning on this because like I feel like each one of us knows.
Well, because we really don't know how the fuck it's made. That's the thing. Like we just know,
which is the whole point. This is the whole point that I was making.
True.
Unless we speak its language, it's computational, like algorithmic language. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just we won't have a choice but to be consumers in this situation. When to really have the upper hand, you might have to put in a little bit of the work and learn how to create your own AI that does the bidding that you ask for it, instead of paying money for someone to sell back information that you could have just learned in the beginning how to do yourself. That's all I'm saying. Because they're essentially like, they are designed to do some of the more difficult things that we feel like we don't have time to do. I don't want to say servants because that seems a little harsh, and I don't want to get canceled in 25 years.
By robots.
Right.
And AI.
When they try to come back and have more rights than we do now.